Hi, and welcome. All right, today what I wanted to do was go through the the items that were in the boxes that I received through my subscriptions for the month of July. We got majority of the boxes that I subscribed to, we got really early. And so it really gave me the entire month to try, enjoy, and retry some of the products. So the ones that we're going to be talking about today are the boxes that I received, which is the Ipsy $10 box. It's the Ipsy Glam Plus and the Allure $15 a month box, as well as the Boxycharm. And then I'm going to share with you which ones I think was the winning boxes, as well as which products I enjoyed and didn't enjoy. So with that said, I also have previous videos that I did in the month with me in it going through when we received the products, as well as that overview, which is just the actual products that you can see them really up close and personal. So the first one that I want to start with was the one that I thought was the winner for this month, which was the Ipsy $10 box, which these are the items that we received, and I'm just going to go through those with you right now. So every single one of these products in this $10 July box with the dive in brochure, I couldn't believe that each one was a winner. The first one that we started with was the Murad Essential Sea Cleanser. It was, and everything in this $10 box is a sample size, but to me they're deluxe samples. So I really got to, the Murad one has lasted me most of the month. So it's really great. It's a clear cleanser. It smells like oranges. So when you wash your face with it first thing in the morning, I think it's great for the aroma alone, but it has the benefits of vitamin C and other factors. And Murad is a really excellent brand. And once again, this was a product that I thought was an absolute win. The second item that we got was the Ciate highlighter. It was in a sample pack. The only negative of this product for me was when I took it out of the package and I put it in a Z palette. The name and everything wasn't on the back of the product, so I had to use a sticker and put the name and everything on it. So that was the only negative. On a positive side, for Ciate, I find is a line that I've been introduced to through the boxes, and I've really been enjoying. I have their loose powder now, and I think it's fantastic. The other item, this item that we received was a highlighter in the color called Moon Dust. What was nice about this one was it was an extremely subtle highlighter, which is nice because I do have my Ofras, which I think are one of the best highlighters on the market currently, but they are very vibrant. So that was nice to get, and I like when I see a Ciate product in my bag, so that was great. The next one was a Luxie brush, but it was more of a higher end Luxie brush that had an ergonomic handle, the brown handle that had that cut out, so it was really easy to hold. The Luxie brushes that we get in these boxes, I think are fantastic. This one was also, I felt, higher end than the pink handles. I washed it. There was no shedding of the bristles. It's a perfect size that I did not have in my brush collection. It was great for contour. It was great for putting powder under the eye. It was like the perfect size. So for me, that was a definite win. The next item was one that I was happy that I got in the box because I was on the cusp of wanting to purchase the full size of it. And the reason I didn't is I have so many mascaras. So the item I'm talking about now is the Roller Lash Benefit Mascara. And the reason I was excited to try it was I find that any mascara that has that one that with a little bit of a bend in it is fantastic for me, and it really helps keeping the curl in the eyelashes, and it was a winner. So I was happy with that. The last item was also from a product line that I got introduced to through the boxes, and it's called, the brand is Colored Rain. and it was a bronzy, shimmery, but not sparkly shimmery, not, it really was a subtle copper color that I was able to wear as an eyeshadow completely all over my lid. It was vibrant. It doesn't need any spray like a Fix Plus or anything like that. It was beautiful. So I find Color Rain, if a palette was available with the colors that I wanted, I wouldn't think twice about the standard of the actual product based on this one that we got in the box today. And it's, the name of it was Who Me, but it was a bronzy color. So to me, this was a 5 out of 5. Each product was fantastic. The next one that we got, that was the next one that I thought was second best, was also from Ipsy, but it was their Glam Bag Plus. A little bit of background on this, just to do it quickly, is when I got introduced to subscription boxes, when I came to the States, I was really excited, and I decided to try the Ipsy $10 bag as well as the Sephora $10 bag. The Sephora $10 bag, for some reason, I was getting a lot of repeats, and it just wasn't doing it for me. The Ipsy $10 bag, I went through some ups and some downs, and it was kind of losing its lackluster for me, and I was deciding if I was going to cancel these subscriptions or keep them going. And what ended up happening was the Ipsy Glam Bag Plus came out, which was a $25 box, but it was all full size. But you couldn't, when it first came out, you couldn't keep your $10 bag. You had to upgrade to the 25. So at that time, because I was on the fence, I decided, okay, great, that's what I'll do. I will upgrade to the 25, and I'll cancel the Sephora $10 play, and I'll cancel the Ipsy $10. There's the $20. It's $25. It's a win. So I started getting the $25 Glam Bag Plus, and it was phenomenal. Everything in it was great. But I found after a month or two, I was starting to really miss the sample sizes, because the sample sizes in the Ipsy were introducing me to lines that I really wasn't aware of. So it was through YouTube that I was watching, and I heard somebody mention that Ipsy opened up the $10 bag could be an add-on feature, go onto your account. And that's what I did. And so now I get both. So it's fantastic also to have both, because also when the add-ons come on with Ipsy, which is the first Tuesday I've learned of every month, you get to add on 3 products from their list of add-ons. Some of them are full size at $12, and then the sample sizes are $3, and you can add 3 of those products to your Ipsy bags. So now I can add an extra 6 products to my bags, 3 for the Ipsy $10 and then 3 for the $25 one. So Ipsy has really been a real enjoyment for me. I everything that I get, I'm always intrigued, and I look forward to this box a lot. So this $25 box, there were a couple of items in it for the first time that were a miss for me. And that was a first for me on the $25 one. So let me just go through the ones that in the brochure that I can show you up close, which I'm trying to film in a different area today using just daylight, and we'll see how this turns out. It's a corner of my bedroom. So this was the Ipsy Glow Mist. It's funny. I was getting the $10 Target boxes, and in the $10 or the $7, sometimes they were $5. Most of the time it's $7. And they came with like a $3 or $3.50 coupon that you can use in store or online, I guess. But in store it's $15, and that's, if you buy online, I think there's a minimum for shipping. So I always used to bring the coupon into the store. Anyways, Pixie is a brand that's available at Target, and it's really not available in a lot of other places. So whenever I had that coupon, I would always go in and pick up something from Pixie. And I started to really enjoy their sprays. But I never picked up this one that we got in the box this month, this Glow Mist, because majority of it was oil. And I'm always afraid to put oil on my skin. I've got combination skin, and I get a little bit of rosacea sometimes, as well as adult acne. So when it comes to oil, I kind of am a little bit at bay with it. I had no luck with the Josie Marin oil. That's the argan oil. I found it a little bit too heavy for me. Josie Maran then came out with a light version. I tried that. It was still pretty heavy for me. What I do enjoy on her line is the milk product, which has argan oil in it, but it's more of a serum base cream than it is a straight oil. So, anyways, so I was afraid of the mist here on the Pixie Glow. Surprisingly, it was fantastic. I sprayed it on my face, and this is why I love boxes. It takes away that fear, because the amount that you paid, like these sprays on their own are $15. So for $25, I got 4 other products. Do you know what I mean? So it really works. These boxes are really, really great. So even if there's just 1 or 2 items that are great in a box, you usually are a win. And when all 5, it's a slam dunk. So in reference to this, that ended up being a win for me. When you shake it, so you're mixing the oil and the other ingredients, but I think what made it a win was that it has aloe vera in it, and I think that really helps with melding all the oils and it not being too harsh on the skin. I loved it. I sprayed it. It's that same fantastic mist that's in all the other Pixie products. I'm happy to add it to my line. It also penetrated into my skin really quickly, and I didn't have any oily residue. So very happy. Will be something I will repurchase in the future, and I would never have if I didn't get it in the box to try it this way. The other item that was a happy moment for me was It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I had a love-hate with this mascara in particular from It Cosmetics. I am a huge fan of It Cosmetics. The mascara is more of a wet mascara. So what ended up happening with this mascara, on one that I purchased through QVC that was also in a kit, after a period of time, when I initially got it, I found it very wet, so it was transferring all over my lids. So I waited it out a little bit, and then as it got older, it got better for me because it started to dry out. So it was, the formula got to the way that I like formulas for mascara. The negative on it was that over time, when I would close the actual product, I was getting excess product on the closed area of the tube, in between the top part here and the top part of the base of the actual wand area. So I literally, when I was traveling with it, had to put like Kleenex around it so that it wouldn't get a mess into any of the other products. I finally got so frustrated with it that even though I liked what it did for my lashes, the tube and the product excess coming out of it, I just threw it away. And then just as I was like getting ready to, start trying some of my other mascaras, because I do have a large group of mascaras that I tried. I also bought a lot of sample Sephora favorites. So I got a lot of mascaras that are open. But in the box, when this came, I said, you know what, Francine, try it again. So I did. And I am loving it. I don't know if they changed the formula. The packaging looks exactly the same, but I'm not having that same problem that I had it. So maybe I had a defective one. I don't know. But right now, I have been using it now for 3 weeks. I'm having 0 problems with it. I'm enjoying it every day. And like I said, I have a large selection of mascaras, and I find when I know I'm going to be going out, I am pulling that mascara over all the other mascaras. So this is now turned into my favorite mascara. So that's where I stand with this one now. So really happy it was in the box, because I don't know how quickly I would have bought it again. And now I definitely will. The one that really disappointed me in the box this month was this Naked Cosmetics. It's a loose pigment eyeshadow palette. I thought that these 4 units that they gave were, number one, they were lackluster in the actual formula of the pigmentation. I do have another sample that I got from the Naked, which I showed in the overview, which I found was far more vibrant. Loose powders for me are a bit of a pain. I find they're a little messier to deal with. I got introduced to loose powder eyeshadows through Bare Minerals, and I enjoyed them, and they lasted all day. They don't crease. They were great. So in reference to loose pigments, I think they're great. However, it's so much easier with palettes that you literally, even if they have a lot of pickup or dust or whatever in the eyeshadows, a couple of taps and you're good to go. I find with loose powder, it's more of a mess. Plus, they didn't go into each other. So they were really gonna get lost within my makeup drawer. So what I decided to do was just keep it in the package and do it that way. Like I said in the past, if I have a day that I have time to really play, that's when these will get pulled out. But on a day-to-day, it's, to me, not a win. So the pigment disappointed me, the way the application of how you have to use the product, and then the packaging. Not that they didn't go into each other and they were just too loose. So I have it in the actual box that it came in, and I think that's how it's going to get stored in my makeup drawer. The next item that I was really excited to get was from Huda Beauty. This one I only gave, if I was going to give like a point to it, I gave it half a point. The reason I gave it half a point was I think I got a darker version than I should have in my box based on my profile that I have at Ipsy. But I also think there's a learning curve with this. It comes with 3 powders, and one of them is the 4th component is a cream component. So when I put my foundation on and I put my concealer, I then immediately put my powder on. Highlighter is usually my last step, and that's why I like it in the powder version. I find if you try to put a cream over a powder, it sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. So I found there was a learning curve with this, because I watched a few people who had this product previously, and what they did was they used the darkest one as a contour, which on me was way too dark for contour. So I ended up having to use that as a bronzer. And then the blush color I thought was beautiful in here. But the highlighter, they wanted you to put down the cream version and then put the powder version on top of it. I just find there's a learning curve with this. I did a video where I showed myself after it was applied and how it looked like on my face. When I looked back at the footage, it didn't look as bad on camera as I felt it did in person. So I just think there's a learning curve. Her packaging is stunning. She's stunning. The fact that this is on my makeup counter now, I think solely for her beauty, is an inspiration on its own. So I'm happy that I have this. I don't know how quickly I'll reach for it again, but I'm happy it's in my collection. This product here, which is called the Purlisse, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's a watermelon energizing aqua balm. This one surprised me. I really ended up really enjoying this. I had another product from this company that I got, I think it was their Lotus moisturizing cream, which I also enjoyed. But this one was introducing me to a new feeling. It was a mixture between a serum and an essence. When you put it on, it comes out a little white. When you put it on, it is extremely immediately moisturizing to your skin, and your skin loves it. It drinks it in within a minute. I couldn't even tell that I had product on my face, and I was definitely ready to put a moisturizer on, but I couldn't believe how quickly it went into my skin and how it gave almost I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a moisturizing, energizing, brightening product. So this is definitely one that totally impressed with. And the more and more I'm getting introduced to this brand, this is a brand that I'm definitely going to look into. So really excited about that. And so out of all these products that we received the Pixie Mist I gave a 0.2, the mascara I gave a 0.2, the Naked Cosmetics I didn't even give a point, the Huda I gave a half a point, and the Perlise I definitely gave a point. So all in all, I gave this I think a 3.5 out of 5. So that was definitely a win. Once again, that's the Ipsy $25 box. Okay, the next item the box that I got was from a company, Allure. Why I like the Allure box, it was a box that was giving me some large, some regular size products, as well as some sample sizes, usually in the deluxe size. But I get their magazine also, so I find that if there's a new product on the market, a lot of times Allure's box will introduce it to me through the box. So that's why I like this box, and it's $15, so it's in between, you know, the 10 to the 20 and 25. The 15 was an easy comfort zone for me to add it to my monthly boxes. Ironically, it ended up being a Huda month for me because I got the Huda in the Ipsy, and I think she collaborated with this box this month for the month of July with Allure. So that was exciting. So I did purchase, and I showed it in my overview, from Sephora during some holiday sale. I think it was a cute box that was a pair of lips, and it came with 3 components for the lips. I think a liner, a gloss, and a liquid lipstick. And I enjoy it very, very much. This one, I am a little bit hesitant. The only reason being, and when I placed it on my hand, the color is stunning. However, with that said, I have to get up the courage to wear a vibrant red on my lips. I can go vibrant pink. I love corals and oranges, and I do my nudes, you know, every day. But for some reason, I'm always hesitant to put this on. So one of these days, probably when I'm filming, I will try it. But with that said, this color that they're calling Allure, I think was specifically for this box. It's a really, really beautiful color, which you can see in the overview. But I had put it on my hand to show you guys the actual color, and to get it off after the video was done took me forever. I had to use oils, I had to use my balms, I did my Clarisonic, I tried everything. It took forever to get off. So in reference to that, if you're a girl that wants it on their lips and you want to make sure it lasts all day, I'm pretty sure that it will. So that one I gave a half a point to, not because of the product, because of me. This is my view on what's in the box, if I'm going to use it or if I'm going to reach for it again. So I know I will reach for it. I just don't know when or how often. So we'll have to see. So that's why I got a half. The other item that was absolutely stunning that I also gave a half to, and also once again, me, not the product, it was the false eyelashes. I think they were Samantha. They look stunning. I do not reach to put false eyelashes on. I tried false eyelashes many years ago, and when I wore them, I found them to be heavy on my eyes. I found them to be, I felt them. I'm a girl that doesn't like to feel like I'm wearing my makeup. And I found with false eyelashes, I felt them. So it's something I have to definitely reintroduce myself to. I'm sure technology has changed so much with makeup and skincare. I'm sure it has with eyelashes. And every time I see anyone wearing a pair of false eyelashes, I think they're stunning. Also, a lot of my friends have gone the route of the lash extensions. That's also something that I don't think I'm going to do based on the maintenance of having to take care of them. One of my girlfriends says you can't get them wet when you don't really wear your eyeshadows as much, and To me, makeup is fun. You put it on, you take it off. And for definitely your face always looks better, you know, with eyelashes. So I can understand why people do that, but for me, it's just something that it's on the way back burner. So that's why this only got half a point for me. The other item that surprised me that I gave actually a whole point to, even though it was the smallest sample, but it was in a spray perfume. The smell of this was, it was, I'm a girl that doesn't like anything too flowery, so I don't like the roses and any of that. This was more musk and vanilla, and it was just, it was perfect. It was just perfect. It wasn't overbearing. It didn't walk in the room before me. I sprayed it on for a sample when I was doing the overview, and at the end of the day, when I was washing my makeup off, I still smelt it on me, and it smelled amazing. So that was definitely something I'm enjoying. The next item in Allure, there was the only variants you had a choice. We didn't have the choice. They took the choice, but you got either the Too Faced Hangover Primer, which is what I got. They had a choice. The other choice was the Benefit Cabral, which I've never used, and the other one was the 24/7 Urban Decay Eye Pencil. The Urban Decay Eye Pencil I have in full size. Hands down, fantastic pencil. Good for the waterline, doesn't travel, love it. Would have loved to have had this in the box simply because I've never tried it, and I don't think I would buy it because I'm not yet big into brow products. For the simple reason I still don't have any gray. My brows are still pretty thick, and if we were, you know, going to something, some big event, I probably would use the eye pencils that I have that I get in boxes. I have some from It Cosmetics. I have some that I bought years ago from Anastasia, things like that. But I get so many. I mean, Brow Gal was just in the last one. So I have them if I want to use them. I just never had this up close and personal to play with. So that was why I would have liked that. But I did get the Too Faced Primer, the hydrating primer. Absolutely love it. I actually got introduced to the Too Faced Hydrating Primer in a kit from HSN, where it came with the foundation, the primer, the powder, and it's a win. It's a fantastic primer. It's fantastic just to use if you just want to have a moisturizer and no makeup if you're going out and about. It makes your skin hydrated. It's just a really good product. So I was happy I got this in the box and in the size that it's going to be easy to travel with. So that definitely got a point. The other product that I got introduced to through the boxes is this company called Way. This is a hair product. It's called a texturing spray. I find I used this when I wore my hair up in a top knot. I do a top knot where I braid it and then put it in, and I found the texturizing spray helped definitely keep the flyaways down. First of all, the smell of this is, you don't have to wear perfume that day. It is amazing, and it's beautiful, not overpowering, fresh, clean, just beautiful. It's fantastic. The doesn't leave any white powder. I was really impressed with this. So to me, if I was looking to purchase any other products in reference to my hair, this is definitely a brand I would definitely look at. The next item that I loved also was a mask that you put on your face through the actual material. This is from a company called Tony Moly. It's a K-beauty product, and it had snail in it. Initially, I wasn't 100% sure, and then I looked and I thought I remembered that I bought a product that had snail in it in the past, and it was. I got it off Amazon. I got it as a serum, and it's not as sticky as you would assume based on the name snail and you know, the way you think about it. This actual product that was in here had so much serum that even after I used the mask, there was still so much in the actual package that I rolled it up, and the next morning I used it as a serum, and there still was a lot left. So it's definitely saturated. The other positive on this was this mask came in 2 pieces. So you were able to put the first half of your face on and then put the second half of your face on. The reason that ends up being better than the one that's one full piece, which majority of my masks are, and I don't mind it, is I find there was a lot more with the one size fits all mask that, you know, some of us have larger noses, some have smaller, some are larger foreheads, some are smaller. So there's a lot of play when it's the one. When it was in half, which was, this is the first time I received a mask that it came in 2 pieces. So what I loved about it was I was able to put it on, place it exactly how I wanted, and then put the second half. So I just found it was more user friendly, but definitely one that I would buy again. So that definitely got a point. And then that was it, I think, for this box. So in reference to this one, I gave it 5 out of 6. Reason being, I gave a half a point, me, not the product, on the Huda liquid lip, based on the color and the eyelashes, just because I won't use them. So those got a half point each, which is that first, you know, together 1 point. I definitely gave the Too Faced primer a point. I gave the perfume a point. I gave the Way texturing spray a point, and I gave the Tony Moly. So once again, another box, definitely not disappointed. Allure was a win, and so that was 5 out of 6. So unbelievable. Plus there were 6 products in that one. The next one, which is the box that I look most forward to every month. It could be based on the hype. It could be based on, it was one of the first boxes that I got full size for $20. I just find Boxycharm usually, and I think this is the first month that I was a little disappointed. And I say that because I think we're so lucky when you live in the States to even have access to companies like a Boxycharm. I was very lucky that I got their limited skincare, which I enjoyed so much, introduced me to so many products at a price that you could enjoy. I don't know if it's just me, but I know that when I buy on my own a $40 or $50 cream, I use it so, like, you know, a little of this and a little of that. I find when they come in the kits, I'm using it in the proper amounts. And I know that when I'll go through this whole product, next month there'll be another moisturizer that I'm going to get introduced to. And if after time I realize that the one that was in that box from February ended up being better than all the ones I've tried over the last 6 months, then I will go out and I'll purchase it, and I'll know how to use it, and I'll use it properly. I find when I was buying products on my own that were expensive, and Tatcha is one of them, I got a fantastic kit off QVC, but I spent definitely over $100 for it. And I found that I went through the cream very quickly, and I was using it with the little spoon, with everything. So I find when the products, when we get creams and potions and lotions in these boxes, you're going to use them the way you should and not be so heartbroken when you get to the end of the bottle. And that's how I feel. Elemis has been a find through the boxes for me. I don't remember if it was Boxycharm. I think it was Boxycharm Skin edition box. The limited edition box that I got was my first introduction into their product line, and it was a moisturizer, collagen moisturizer. Absolute win. The product was phenomenal. My skin loved it. The ingredients in it are definitely superfoods for the skin. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Also, the aroma on the Elemis products is like walking into a 5-star spa. That's all I can say. So when the first product that I pulled out of the Elemis was a mask, a superfood mask. It was a green mask, and it was a hydrating mask, which for me was brand new, because all the masks that I purchased or received in kits were always clay masks that dried on your skin, and you knew it was ready when you couldn't even talk or your face would start cracking. This was not like that at all. It was truly a hydrating mask. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So that was a win. The next item I was really excited to look forward to because Boxycharm has really amped up my eyeshadow palette collection. And Butter London was a brand that I felt was a higher end brand, and I never tried their eyeshadows before. I don't know if they did eyeshadows before. I definitely used their nail polish and enjoyed that from their product line. So I was excited to get this. It looked beautiful. The sneak peeks on it were beautiful. Um, when I got it in person and I swatched it, I was a little disappointed. The brown came across very patchy and very dark. So when you started to apply it, it was almost impossible to blend it to a nice color, and then it ended up fading in certain areas and being too dark in others, and I had trouble with it. The teal color in the palette, the same problem I had. It just came, the color looked so vibrant in the pan, and when you put it on your eye, it was just a muted, I didn't enjoy it. The shimmers were gorgeous in the palette. Of course, there's a champagne shimmer, which you can use, everyone can use. I use it in the corner eye, I can use it in the middle of my eye. It's definitely a win. The green I got introduced to in it, I thought was beautiful. The rose colored one was also good, but it's definitely not a palette that is now sitting on my desk. It's in the area where it's hardly used palettes. That's where I put it. So the fact that I did that already within the same month of receiving it means I literally used it once, did not enjoy putting it on, and I will definitely have to pull it out to play with it to try to find how I can make it work. But we have so many fantastic palettes that if the initial reaction to it isn't, I love it, it definitely can go on the back burner for me. This did not only go on the back burner, it went away in an area that it's hard for me to access, but I know I still have it. That's the only way I can explain it. The next item we got were Luxie brushes. Always love getting Luxie brushes. And these really were unique. They were ones I didn't have in my collection. They were ones that I will definitely be using. The first one was a foundation brush. I do have a fantastic big one from It Cosmetics that if you look at my brush video that I did, I show the ones that I use and the comparisons of the different sizes that some I use to, I use it to put on primer, some I use for masks, and some I use for foundation. So to have another flat foundation brush, I think is great. Also, if a lot of people aren't going to go out to buy a foundation brush because we use our kabuki brushes, we use our beauty blenders. So the fact that that was in there, I think is great because I think a lot of people would never have gone out to buy that. And you can use that brush for so many different things. So that was great. The second one was a brush that I didn't know how I was going to use it. It was a wider, between a shader brush and a blending brush. And I found that I ended up using it at the end of doing my eyeshadow. So while doing my eyeshadows at the end, I definitely used it to do that final blend. And I didn't have a brush like that in my collection, so I was happy to get that. The final one in that kit was a very small, dense, I think a lot of the girls will use it to do cut creases. When you have small eyes like I do, cut creases are a little bit harder because there's a lot of transfer from when you don't have a lot of lid space. So I used it for placing exactly where I wanted the shimmer shadows to go, and I found it fantastic. So 3 new brushes to my collection, and I have a big collection for brushes, and there were 3 brushes that I'm happy to add, and some that I didn't even have, so they were definitely an add to my collection. The next one is a company that I also got introduced to, Boxycharm, which I think is a brand new company, but I think they are going to have longevity in our industry, in this cosmetic industry. It's Allure. The one that I got was a mother of pearl gloss. I was able to use it as a topper. I was also able to use it on its own. When I watched other people's videos, I saw some people got a couple of different colors, as well as a thicker one that is a nude gloss, which I like those too because I like when there's a lot of pigment to gloss. I like the feeling of moisture on my lips. I really didn't enjoy the phase of the liquid lipsticks that everyone every day was wearing it, and we were all every night trying our best to remove it, as well as bring our lips back to life through lip scrubs. I think liquid lipsticks gave lip scrubs a whole new market in our industry. So very happy when I see an Allure product, because their eyeshadow palette is one that is front and center, and in a 7-day week I at least reach for it 2 of the days out of the week. So that says a lot considering the eyeshadow collection that I have. So love Allure. The next one I gave an X on it, and I didn't know what to do. It's the Appeal Gel Liner. It was almost I was maybe disappointed with the color that I got. I got a brown walnut color. I didn't feel, it stayed in my waterline, which is the positive. It's a gel, which is a positive, in a pencil form, positive. So in that sense, it was good. The negative on it was they kind of, and I saw in other people's videos that they got them in the teal color and they got it in a bunch of different colors, but they marked on the brochure that it could be used as lip liner as well as eyeliner. So I figured, okay, I'll try it in the waterline. It stayed, but the color was, it muddied out my eyes. That's all I can say. My eyes didn't look vibrant, and my eyes are dark enough. And yet black eyeliner doesn't do that to me, and other brown eyeliners didn't do that to me. This one that was called Walnut somehow did. So I figured I would try it on my lips to use it as a lip liner with the Allure gloss. And if you press regular, not even hard, the color comes out way too dark. So on my skin tone, it didn't work. Then I tried it the following day with a lighter hand, and it still came out too dark for my skin tone. So once again, when I rate it, it's if I will use the product, not if the product is good or bad. I do think it's a good product. For me, it didn't work. So believe it or not, the Boxycharm ended up being the last box that I'm talking about, because it was the last one in reference to points of where it ended up. So it ended up being a 3 out of 5. Simply because the Butter London ended up being a negative, as well as the Appeal. And because there were only 5 products in here, they were disappointing. However, with that said, the other 3 were such winners that it's a no-brainer to join up for Boxycharm if you don't. I also am really looking forward. There's been showing some sneak peeks for August, as well as some sneak peeks for the Boxy Luxe. And that I'm really looking forward to getting as well. So we'll see what happens. Once again, this is just an overview of how I felt about the boxes that we got for the month of July that I received. Definitely a winner for all the boxes. And I hope that gives you guys a little analysis of not only the overview as well as the unboxing, which is always exciting, but to actually have the opportunity to use the boxes for a month and give you guys some feedback. So once again, thank you for finding me. Hope you will subscribe. And if you like what I have to say, you'll give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. All right. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.